Scrum Masters Elite _UK channel greeting. Hello everyone. Let's dive into the story of Fehi Fineanganofo, a talented player with incredible intelligence and a remarkable ability to learn. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on valuable lessons.
When a young player like Du'Plessis Kirifi speaks about his teammate, I don't hear exaggerated praise or mere social flattery. What I hear is calm acknowledgement of true value. And that's what makes me pause. Think deeper. I ask myself, what makes an athlete like Fehi Fineanganofo? Is it speed, the consecutive hat-tricks, his standing among the top players in numerous attacking statistics this season? Or is it something that only those close to him, like Kirifi or coach Clark Laidlaw, can see clearly? If I only look from the outside, it's easy to get caught up in the numbers. 9 tries in 7 rounds. 2 consecutive hat-tricks, lightning-fast sprints leaving opposition defenses helpless. Stats like these always create a sense of excitement, almost an explosion of energy. But the more I read, the more I realize this story doesn't want to just stay on the flashy surface. What truly stands out for me is a very simple comment: he's a very intelligent footballer. That statement holds more weight than any number.
In modern sports, especially in rugby, a game that demands both physicality and strategy, intelligence isn't always immediately visible. Fans are often drawn to speed, strength, and instinctive moves. But intelligence is different. It's in the off-the-ball movement, the ability to read the game, the way he adjusts himself each week in training, depending on the opponent. When Kirifi says Fineanganofo learns fast and applies everything well during the week, I realize that what we see on the weekend, on the field, is just the tip of the iceberg. The deeper, more important part is in the days without fans, without lights, without cheers. I start to relate this to myself. How many times have I only looked at the results of others and overlooked their process? How many times have I thought success came from natural talent, when in fact it comes from the ability to learn and adapt? Fineanganofo wasn't a standout name from the start. In 2025, he struggled to find a starting spot. That means, not so long ago, he was in the same position that many young players are in, waiting for an opportunity, needing to prove himself, facing doubt perhaps from others, perhaps from himself. But then, after just one season, he seized the opportunity. I think the phrase seizing the opportunity is often said too lightly. Seizing an opportunity isn't a singular act. It's the result of many days of preparation that no one sees. If he hadn't trained seriously, hadn't improved on the small details, hadn't been ready when the opportunity came, even if the chance appeared, it would have passed him by. I find this very real. In my own life, there have been moments like this. Times when I thought I wasn't ready, or not good enough. And sometimes, I missed out on an opportunity just because I wasn't prepared beforehand. Fineanganofo's story makes me wonder, if I had prepared better, would things have been different?
Another detail that made me reflect is his decision to play abroad, joining the Newcastle Red Bulls. This is a choice not uncommon in modern sports, but it always carries mixed emotions. Kirifi says, it's clearly the reality of rugby today. Young players feel they need to go abroad to find opportunities. This statement isn't a judgment. It's just a truth. I can feel a sense of regret in it, but not blame. This makes me think of another aspect of the story: choice. In life, there is no path that is completely right or completely wrong. Every decision comes with trade-offs. When Fineanganofo chose to leave, he might gain more opportunities, experiences, and challenges. But at the same time, he would be leaving behind an environment that helped him grow, leaving teammates who understood him. Coach Clark Laidlaw has a very thoughtful perspective. He doesn't see this as shameful, but simply a personal decision. And he doesn't close the door for a return. I never believe one decision determines your future. This statement made me pause for a long time. I realized that sometimes I tend to see things as one chance for forever. A wrong decision can make me think that everything is over. But that's not true. Life always has cycles, opportunities to return, to correct mistakes, to start over. Fineanganofo is only 23. His career is still long ahead of him. His departure doesn't mean he's closing the door to the All Blacks or his home country. On the contrary, it might just be a new chapter. I think this is true not just in sports. For fans, this story provides a more balanced view. We can be proud of what a player achieves, but we also need to understand and respect their personal choices. Staying doesn't always represent loyalty, and leaving doesn't always mean turning your back.
For people in general, I see 3 big lessons. First, sustainable success doesn't come from what's easily seen. It comes from preparation, from the ability to learn, from improving every day. What we see on the field is just the reward, not the cause. Second, intelligence, in its broadest sense, is a decisive factor. It's not just IQ or tactics, but the ability to understand yourself, understand the environment, and adjust accordingly. Fineanganofo doesn't just run faster, he also understands the game better. Third, life isn't a straight line. Big decisions are not the end. They're just detours. What matters is how we move forward after the turn. As I close this story, I no longer think much about the hat tricks. I think about a young player who has gone through tough times, persevered to improve himself, and is making the most of his opportunities, before stepping into a new chapter. And to some extent, I see myself in that. Not in the speed or the ability to score, but in the journey, from not being good enough, to trying to improve, and finally daring to choose my own path. That, to me, is the most memorable part.
Thank you for following us. Success comes from preparation and learning. Don't forget to subscribe to continue joining us on this journey.